about the ease of doing business, and it's a common phrase here now, and all of that. Perhaps we should find out the reality of it with someone who has a first-hand experience. Mr. Onafowokan, has this message really been practiced?
First, happy independence to everybody. The reality is no, if we have to be blunt, no. And I think we have a big capital no in recent times. Speaking to our dear brother Taiwo here about fantastic initiatives that are coming out from his committee. But it's good for it to come out. It's another thing for it to be realized by the manufacturers and for us to see the instant benefits. And simple ones, as simple as what we're talking about earlier with him, and we're talking about just importation. And you have this inconsistent, I still do not understand how the custom has become bureau de change. I don't think the philosophy of any custom anywhere in the world on fiscal policy is to balance. It's not a monetary policy, IGR-driven customs. It's only in Nigeria that our custom is IGR-based. And that's a big mistake, big error. And until the day we realize that customs is there for fiscal balancing, which is why the customs is under the Ministry of Finance, not under the CBN. It's done on purpose so that the Minister of Finance can carry his fiscal policy role through them where necessary. And that's what they're supposed to do. But now we're turning them into an IGR-based, and it's affecting the manufacturers. So that's one. Secondly, when we talk of the ease of doing business, every time we have inconsistency in policy that is not driving manufacturing, processing, and productivity, you get a knock-on effect, because the reality is the biggest employer of labor are these people in the industry, from small scale, medium scale to large scale, irrespective. Take their numbers together, they literally generate the jobs. Now, if we don't see that they are the key and we're killing them, you're getting negatives. And sometimes you see a lot of policies coming out, but you don't see the speed at which they action them. The simplest things like the withholding tax issues, which was driven by his team again, that got implemented almost God knows how many months after they actually said it. But guess what? I had to ask him one time. I said, immediately that policy came out, signed by the minister, the next thing I had one company query that same document, saying, yes, we see that the minister has signed that withholding tax, no manufacturer will charge. Where's the Gazette? The first time I actually met with him, I asked the same question. Please, my brother Taiwo, where's the Gazette? He too could not understand what that means. The minister signed, and someone is waiting down there saying that there's no Gazette from the Ministry of Information. That has nothing to do with that policy. And you keep talking about the ease of doing business. I keep saying it is good for us to have policies, statements, I think sometimes fiat by the media team from the presidency. What we need is the reality of what those policies action into reality of how manufacturers improve productivity, capacity utilization of their businesses on a daily basis.